My father's punishments weren't discipline, they were rehearsals for his crimes. At age 8, I learned to hold my breath for 4 minutes. Not for swimming, but for when Dad locked me in the trunk of his car as punishment. 20 years later, the FBI confirmed what I already knew. He wasn't training me, he was practicing. The first time it happened, I'd spilled milk at dinner. Dad's face went eerily calm the way it did before storms. He didn't yell, didn't hit me. Just opened the back door of his '87 Cadillac and said, "Get in." The trunk smelled like gasoline and old tennis balls. He shut the lid gently, like tucking me into bed. 30 minutes later, when he finally let me out, I vomited on his shoes. He smiled. "Now you'll think twice." By 12, I could pick the trunk's lock with a bobby pin. I never let him know. Those hours in the dark taught me more than just survival. They taught me to recognize the sounds of his projects. The scrape of a shovel on concrete at 3 a.m. The hiss of the garden hose afterward. The way our dog would whimper and hide when Dad carried the big cooler to his truck every third Thursday. Mom called them business trips. I called them disappearances. Because Mrs. Langley from the PTA vanished on a third Thursday. So did Ricky Moreno, the high school quarterback who keyed Dad's car. The police asked questions. Dad gave them coffee and alibis. I gave them nothing. What would I say? That I'd heard the cooler rattle when he loaded it that night. The turning point came when I turned 16. Dad brought home a new cooler, one with wheels and a warranty. That's when I noticed the pattern. The old one always came back lighter. This one wouldn't. I waited until he passed out drunk, then duct taped the latches shut and slit the lining with a box cutter. The next morning, he kicked my ribs in for vandalism. But when he came back from his trip, the cooler was gone. 2 days later, state troopers found it washed up near Deer Creek. Its tape frayed but holding. Inside, a hunting knife, 3 zip ties, and a gym membership card with Dad's fingerprints. They arrested him at dawn. The news called him the Sunday Slayer. Turns out 7 missing people had last been seen near our church. The DA offered me immunity for testimony. I gave them everything: the trunk sessions, the cooler, the way Dad would quiz me on alibis like homework. The jury convicted him in 3 hours. Last month, I got a letter from prison. Dad's handwriting hadn't changed. "You were always my best student," it read. P.S. Remember the crawl space? I sold the house the next day. The new owners called me yesterday. They found a locked toolbox under the porch. I told them to throw it in the river.